Grant, I guess it's mixed emotions to a certain degree, in that everyone's going to be disappointed with the relegation, but equally the consistency, the performance levels you've had over the past few weeks, I think you mentioned it previously, a lot to be proud of with the players.
Yeah, absolutely. We felt, particularly in the last game, we felt we were well in the game, if not the better team, right up until one error really has cost us a missed throw down the line, and then a throw in that probably should have been ours. Was ours, and we never got it, and we just didn't restructure after that. The balls come in the box, and it's something that Millwall are good at. And that was always the worry getting into that game. The worry was the players knew that we've been relegated. How was the mindset? If we concede, and for a split 15-20 minutes after that, we could see they were deflated, dejected. They tried everything and given us everything right up to that point, and it's just frustrating. So we've got another opportunity on Saturday. The home form hasn't been good at all this season, and given this is one of the strongest things usually about this football club, is the home form is a real important key factor to everything. We want to try and finish with 3 points, and we know we're up against for me probably one of the fittest and robust teams in the league. The way they play, Blackpool, and Neil Critchley's done an unbelievable job to get them where they are in the first season. It's going to be a very tough game, really, really tough game. But we want to make sure we have our stamp on the game, and we take the game to them, and we want to try and finish with 3 points.
Yeah, Blackpool are a really competitive side in the sense that you seem to have to work for every little thing against them.
Yeah, you do. Even times playing against them when I was at Hull, etc. It's very difficult games. Really difficult games. They play in a certain way, predominantly more 4-4-2, but with real attacking wingers and front men who can score. So, and they've got good options in that area as well. So it's going to be a tough game. It is, but it's the last game. We want to send the supporters home on a positive, because since I've come in, they've been outstanding. Home and away, and if we can send them off for 3 points, that would be great.
Yeah, and you've got every chance of doing that. I know it's all relative given it has been a tough season, but the consistency levels as a whole since you've come in, if you look at some individuals, players like say Sammy Schmodics, who wasn't even getting in the side, to come into the team and actually to produce it week in, week out. We've seen it with the likes of Johnson Clark-Harris, Josh Knight as well, really putting in those performance levels is easier said than done. Yeah,
and to be honest, we haven't really feared from the team too much. I think we've probably used maybe 13, 14 players on a whole, really, and it's different personnel for different games and different shapes, etc. But I've been really pleased with the players. They've given us absolutely everything. We've worked them again hard this week. We've done a lot of testing this week as well in terms of getting a lot of that stuff into them this week in terms of where we can take them into pre-season, etc. And they are, they're a really good group of players. They are, and they're a good group, and it's just disappointing we are where we are. But it's given us an opportunity to close one book and open another. We're already on the process of that. So yeah, it's a sad time for everyone connected to the football club, but for me, I also say it's an exciting time, and it gives us a chance to, rebuild, regroup, and go again.
With a couple of your long-term injuries for Dan Butler, Nathan Thompson, is it realistic for the pair of them to be ready for the first day of pre-season? Is that what they'll be aiming for?
Yeah, we expect them to be back, and again that gives us a massive boost. Just given the characters of the two players, never mind their ability, real good characters to have around the group, but also two very good fullbacks. / Nathan can play centre half, and so can Dan. So. Really good, to have them two back for pre-season. That'll be a bonus for us.
Have you had Ryan Broom back with you this week, or have you given him a bit of a break? How's that worked?
Ryan's been back in, which has been pleasing to see. Obviously, he's had a tremendous season at Plymouth. Obviously, just missing out on the last day. Ryan's someone who, again, I've not seen much of Plymouth. I said that to him, obviously, given the fact that they're so far away. But I've seen the video clips of him, I've seen the games, he's done quite well. Even when he went to Burton last year, he was impressive when he went there. Don't know why it hasn't worked out for him here. It's something I've spoken to Rand about, but I'll keep that to myself, and again I'll probably engage with him over tomorrow as well. But yeah, it's nice to see him back. The players were pleased to see him back as well today. You know, when he came into the building. So I just said to him it's disappointing they never got in the top 6 because they had a really good season, Plymouth.
Yeah, got ever so close, and he's an interesting part of your jigsaw in some ways, in that he can play 2 quite different roles: the number 10 and then the wing back as well.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't see him as a wing back, but I would see him definitely as an 8, an attacking number 8. You know, that's something that we will be, you know, looking for in the summer, and how we recruit, etc., and different styles and what we try and do. So, you know, Rand's obviously in his last year of his contract, and as you know, at this football club, that probably means that you'll be on a transfer list and things like that. It's just the way it goes, but. You know, the door's open for Ryan. You know, he comes back in pre-season, he hits the ground running. Hopefully he puts me in a position where I can, you know, knock the chairman's door and say, look, here you go, there's a new 2-3 year deal for Ryan Broom. So I'm quite open at the minute, Pete, as you know, and I want to get to know everybody. But that's just, you know, the way we are at the football club at the minute, different contract situations, etc.
Yeah, and with the retained list more generally, we'll, by the sounds of things, have the regular situation of, yeah, you're on the transfer list if you've entered the last year of your contract. But with some of the other players, is it more a case of you speak to them, have a private chat, and give the direction of travel, and then what happens? Yeah,
that'll be Monday's you know, day for Monday, where we'll have individual meetings with every single player. We'll be open and honest. We'll inform them where we see them, you know, going forward, and. But we've got a game to deal with first. So our only focus really since we've come in is to, like I said to you from day one, is to try and be competitive in every fixture. Given, don't really matter where we are, and well, it does matter where we are, but we wanted to be real conviction in everything we're doing, and that's how we'll approach the game on Saturday. Monday we'll come around and we'll get a clear picture, and the players will get a clear picture of you know, where we see them and how we see them moving forward.
Have you got any fresh knocks or niggles ahead of Saturday, or everyone okay?
Yeah, we've got a few. George Grant has not been feeling too well, so it's very unlikely he's going to be available on Saturday. So, bit of a blow in that area. Reece Brown has gone back to Huddersfield. Apart from that, I think we're okay from the game at Millwall.
Yeah, and I suppose it's easy, isn't it, really, with picking the team, given the nature of the game. If a player isn't feeling 100%, there's no point in forcing anyone to do anything or battle through it. There's no reason. No,
I mean, look, it's going to give an opportunity for some of the younger players on Saturday for sure, you know, and I don't want to tell you who they are because I haven't told them yet, but so I don't want them to read this, but yeah, there's going to be some younger players getting an opportunity, definitely from the bench for us. And you know, that's pleasing because a lot of them have done well and impressed. So that gives us, you know, an indication of what they're like around the first team group. Just like you see with Janos and Andrew travel with us last week. There's going to be others that are in and around it for this weekend as well.
Yeah, and I think we've seen with this sort of game in the past where the weather for Saturday looks good, there'll be a good lively crowd, even given the nature of the game. It's ideal circumstances, isn't it, for players to get a bit of a taste of what it's all about with a supportive crowd and a little more freedom? Yeah,
I hope so. I hope we can go and play with some freedom and some flair and go and take the 3 points. But we understand, you know, we're playing against another good team. Blackpool have had a tremendous season, but we've got to make sure we focus on us.